From the car roof to the bonnet, these new parts are made out of fiberglass, the same material that Carroll Shelby used on his GT500s. Synthetic installations make the Mustangs lighter and improve the power-to-weight ratio. Most of the key pieces are in, and they've applied the primer and undercoat. It's time for the final paintwork. In house painting, each coat is allowed to dry before another is applied. On cars, the paint only dries slightly, enough for the chemicals to breathe before the next coat is applied. This process is called flashing, and the timing of each coat is critical. Paint too early, the chemicals build up. Paint too late, the next coat won't stick.
I'll let it flash about 15 minutes, and then mix up my color for the stripes and spray the stripes, and we'll start laying out the stripes on it.
Once the paint and final clear coat are applied, the car is baked, allowing the chemicals to bond. By now, Eleanor's look, black stripes on pepper grey, is legendary. But when the movie car was still in the planning stages, that colour scheme wasn't an immediate hit with movie producer Jerry Bruckheimer.
Jerry really wanted it to be black. And black cars are great, they look great at night, but there's a lot of this show that was taking place during the day into night. So we painted up a couple of cars and brought them down, and everybody kind of walks around, all the suits and all the Disney people and Jerry, and just to kind of see it in the flesh. It's just a fleet color from the DuPont Imron book that I chose. That we did a couple of different silver grays, and that one was a smoke pewter metallic or something.
And so the now iconic black on grey colour scheme was born. But those who want an Eleanor of their own and still want to distinguish themselves from the pack can always go against the grain.
Let's go to this black car here. It's one of my favorites because it is black. It is the reverse of the Eleanor color. Most people, when they get a car, they want the exact car from the movie. The pepper gray with the black stripes. This, obviously, as you can tell, is reversed. It has the big wide tires in the back. It's tubbed out back.
The car comes out of the paint booth and the crew gathers to admire the new ride.
I just think it's kind of a testament to the design that it's as popular today as it, that it has legs like it has.
Custom wheels and door panels, a refurbished back end, and a shiny new nose. This Eleanor is really coming together. She's well on her way to becoming yet another unique performance success story. This shop has turned out dozens of Eleanor lookalikes and become one of the best custom hot rod houses in the business. Not too bad for a shop that started with a couple of friends and a passion for hot rods.
Doug and I are childhood friends. We actually went to junior high and high school together. We played high school football. Built his first hot rod back when he was 15 years old, and I was there to watch this Model A actually develop and drive around town. And long history. We go back quite a few years. So a few years back, we had a dream of starting our own hot rod shop, which we did. So we started building our hot rods. I bought a 34 Ford and had it shipped down from Seattle. The second we began on that project, Doug paralleled me and went and built his first Eleanor.
Well, back in 2001, when the movie was released, is where I laid eyes first on Eleanor, and the desire and the passion came out to build this car.
When this movie came out, he's such a car enthusiast that he went down to a swap meet and bought a car, a Mustang. And actually, it was a little bit funny because David and I, we'd been to the same swap meet and looked at the car, and somebody bought that, it might be a pretty good deal for somebody. And sure enough, the next Monday morning, he comes dragging it up on the trailer, and he said, "Well, do you think you can build one of these?" I said, "Well, I'm sure I can build it, but I'm going to have to get a little bit of detail on it." So I'd already seen the movie, so I went down and bought a CD, and we kind of built the car by frame to frame, if that's what you want to call it, to get the detail of the car. I went home, did a little homework on it, and spent a few hours stopping and starting and drawing pictures and looking. And anyway, that's how his car came about. Actually, we call it the first production car as far as the streetable car. We actually had a lot of people from trying to take some of the original movie cars and trying to put them on the street. They were calling David and I at my shop trying to figure out what we did to get it on the street, and that's basically how this came about.
And so from that point, what happened was we ended up working with Doug, getting that all set up, and once that rolled out of the line, that was where we were really excited to see, because what Doug had done and Bobby had done with the Eleanor car, it just kind of went from there. We started looking, going, well, maybe we could build a few of these.
I think the running joke in the shop today is that first 34 that we bought that we were going to build is still in pieces in the back. It's 2 years later, it's still in pieces. So it took a sideline, and obviously we're spending all of our time building these Mustangs now.
And true to the original machine that inspired them, Chris, Doug, Bobby, and the rest of the crew at Unique Performance create motors that really go. And inside this lorry is the crew's latest success story. An extreme version of Eleanor. It's a drag racer version of the original, piloted by mortgage banker turned race car driver Mike Ashley. And Unique Vice President Bobby Sine is eager to show off the company's prize-winning machine.
This is our new Pro Mod car, the Eleanor, gone in 6.0 seconds. He just took first place in the Houston Invitational. What is it? Houston Invitational. If it's not a name, I just made it up. He won it. He made it in a 6.18, excuse me. I don't fit in this. You can see it. We'll try. Jesse, can we open the door, see if I can get in here? Right leg. Jesus Christ. Head. Shoulders. I'm not going to fit.
This mutant version may have a lot more hardware, but underneath it all, she's pure Mustang, and she's ready to celebrate her ancestry. This is the Mustang Drive across America, a 40th birthday party the whole country can join in. As the party heats up, the crew at Unique Performance scramble to put the finishing touches to another custom Mustang.
Okay, this is our 427 aluminum block motor that comes from Shelby Automotives out of Vegas. This is actually a fully aluminum 427 with aluminum heads. It offers a Vortex supercharger, which puts about 5 to 5.5 pounds of boost into the engine. Horsepower rating on this motor is 725 horse.
But all these toys are not for Eleanor. They're for her big sister, the Super Snake, that these guys are building for American baseball star Jason Giambi.
It comes with a customized hat where we have a Demon carburetor inside, which we actually mark with an indicator with a Super Snake on it.
With most of the key parts already in place, it's time to install the transmission. This Tremec TKO 5-speed.
The TKO is a little stronger transmission, take more of the horsepower and the torque. And also we install a hydraulic throwout bearing on them. As far as the clutch, instead of a cable or a manual style clutch, it's all hydraulic, so it's a lot easier on the driver.
There it is.
Only state-of-the-art will do. Every car that leaves this shop will be included in the next official Shelby American World Registry. The seal of approval from Carroll Shelby, the man who started it all. And only the best will make the cut. They strengthen the drive shaft with a few welds to the U-joint.
If you have U-joint failure, keeps the drive shaft in place so it doesn't drop forward, because if it drops forward, it's always a factor there you can turn.